Good afternoon, everyone. Come to bring you about a bit of afternoon cheer as I hastily head into my assigned plantation, in which I earn my daily rations, picking the proverbial cotton, that plantation in which I finally named Candyland, title Candyland. Today's news, of course, poor Britt, WNBA player, grinder, she received a 9-year sentence from the Russian courts in regards to her possession of hashish oil cartridges, vape cartridges, as they call them, and bringing them into Mother Russia, much to the the laws. I ain't gotta go with legislation, all that. Much to the law, it was against the law to bring such items into their country. People are hollering out injustice, kind master. America. It's not just the Democrats no more. Sometimes when it's for the liberal folks or the African American folks and all these other interest liberal groups, it's what's America going to do? That's the way to rally in the conservative voices to tug upon their heartstrings. But you don't even really see that because, even though Brittany Griner, she's black, if she identifies as black, she's black. She's also a member of a specific gender. Lifestyle, I don't know, to be politically correct, the LGBTQ community, she's part of that community. She has a wife. But you don't really hear, and of course I know this has been repeated ad nauseum, you haven't really heard too much of an outcry from that community. And not that I was even looking for it anyway. I knew what it was at that point. When they were talking about they were going a trade of a weapons dealer, considerably, it'd be easy to consider if you're in the business of weapons dealing, you are a murderer. Trading a murderer for him, that was improbable. But Brittany Griner, she pled guilty. I don't know if that was her means of throwing herself on the mercy of the courts and so on and so forth. But from my understanding, the maximum penalty was 10 years anyway. So why not take it to trial? All the American Brittany Griner supporters could have paid for her lawyers to be over there in Russia and help defend her. But it's self-righteous outrage in which you tapping on the keyboard about. And that's fine. You can feel how you want to. I relate to Brittany Griner in the same way Brittany Griner relates to me. She's a celebrity. They not a celebrity. She's an athlete. She's a professional athlete. I am on my way to Candyland, where I take my stand and I make my beds. Oh yeah, I picked the proverbial cotton. To earn my way. She go play a little round ball. With the colored ball. I ain't gonna even say it. Basketball. She go play that over in foreign lands. And they say for a considerable amount more money than they receive in America. But hey, even in that, okay, that's relative. Because we already. There's already an income, a wealth disparity amongst certain groups, and that has nothing to do with sexual identification or gender or what have you. I guess that they say that the men folks is paid more than the women folks, and I guess there may be evidence to prove that. But you could also show disparities in that regards into what I guess you would if you compare the wealth of black males versus the wealth of black females in this country. Well, I guess you have to stack up against Jay-Z, but I guess you could put Jay-Z next to Beyonce. Who would you put next to Puff for a black woman? Oprah? I don't know, but then you got Steve Harvey. I don't know, but what I'm saying is, man, but you notice, okay, they never, you should have known they wasn't gonna do nothing. They already started a proxy war with the Ukraine, and we are already suffering the ripple effects of this altruistic endeavor by kind master. He had to say, make sure them people have their own democracy, even though that's a sovereign country. Why are we interested? Why are we, during the pandemic, why are we interfering in the interests of another country? When we have problems of our own in America, the unvaccinated were killing people back then, even though now, kind master's already acquired the virus 2 times in a row. And the vice president, Kamala, they were saying that the kind master said, you take that vaccine, you won't get the COVID. You won't be able to spread the COVID. But I digress. At least he's doing well. May Almighty kind alabaster Jesus be pleased. The kind master is doing well. But yeah, you notice how quickly they pivot over to Breonna Taylor, federal civil rights hate crime pursuit against the officers involved in Breonna Taylor shooting. If they can't get a motherfucker for killing her, what is that? I don't know. Was that shit put you in jail? I don't even know if that's going to put them in jail. They may have to pay a fee, but that's going to come out of the police costs. Because they were doing what they did in the line of duty. Because when you're dealing with the police, you have what is known as underneath the compensatory code as you use the identifier as race soldiers, because what they are representatives. Now, is that a word? They are to protect and serve the interests of that institution, that royal hierarchy, that world government known as the system of white supremacy. They are there to be the buffers against you. I saw today, I think it was on a Professor Black Truth broadcast, where this black man, there was the lone black man, he probably was the only poor black male out there during the January 6th insurrection, the hillbilly revolution. He wasn't probably the only black man out there, but he was out there. And they gave that Mark 5 years for hitting the shield of the police officer. This motherfucker parked crooked in the bitch. But yeah, they pivoted to Breonna Taylor, man. But that's supposed to be something to let you know that's one hand, that's the 3-card money, or to guess which hand is in trick on you, to pivot over to something different from one thing to the other. I don't know, man. We just keep getting this. Y'all said blue no matter who. Now that he's come with a plan to where he's going to empower the IRS to start auditing you small black businesses, small businesses, we'll say them all, small black businesses, in order to see whether you are reporting all your income, or whether or not you're avoiding paying any taxes or something of that nature. But hey, I don't know. Y'all know it all. Candyland, where I take my stand and I make my band. I got to go pick my cotton. Masters away now. Won't tarry late no more, sir. Peace and love, y'all. He did a pump fake. He pump fake for Brittany Griner over to Breonna Taylor. Where did they see that come from? Where did that crossover come from? Biden's pretty agile. The Biden. Man, they just be the blue no matter.